Everything that you need to know about Donald Trump's political tactics of lying, exaggeration, truculence, insults, attacks, and media manipulation can be found by reading the life story of Roy Cohn, Trump's 20-year friend and mentor, a stylish yet vile and vindictive man who led the witch hunt for communists in the 1950s and later became a New York City power broker, mob lawyer, and Ernie's roommate on Sesame Street. I'm being told that was the first time in history the words reading, stylish, and Donald Trump have ever been used in the same sentence. It is time to be less stupid. We begin with a Roy Cohn tutorial. In 1978, Esquire magazine called him, quote, the toughest, meanest, vilest lawyer in America, a title that is now held by all the other lawyers in America. Cohn got his start in 1951 by successfully leading the prosecution that convicted the Rosenbergs of giving U.S. nuclear secrets to the Russians. Cohn became the chief hatchet man and legal counselor to Senator McCarthy, who was zealously investigating alleged communist sympathizers in the United States. Cohn later joins a New York law firm and quickly built on his reputation as a pugnacious litigator. His 20-year friendship with Donald Trump began in 1973 after the Justice Department accused Trump and his father of discrimination against blacks when renting apartments.
I think we have an excellent lawsuit. We have a case of a total monopoly by the NFL, and we expect to be successful in court. We're not doing this for any other reason.
They just put every roadblock in your way, which they can do by virtue of their economic muscle.
Trump hired Cohn, and it's at this point Cohn teaches Trump his first political lesson: attack, counterattack, and never apologize. Cohn's defense scheme was to file a $100 million countersuit, calling the discrimination charges against the Trumps irresponsible and baseless. He also insisted that the office of the Jewish prosecutor was engaging in Nazi Gestapo tactics. 2 years later, the case was settled, and the Trumps were forced to place ads in newspapers that said the apartments welcomed black tenants, and that Trump himself would be available in the evenings from 9 to 11 if prostitutes wanted to pee on him. Trump's countersuit was tossed by the judge, who called it, quote, the biggest waste of paper until your Muslim ban in 2017. The settlement included the stipulation that Trump does not admit to any wrongdoing. By now, we've all seen like a bazillion examples of Trump-style attacks. Attack isn't the only lesson that Trump learned from Cohn. He also learned that all publicity is good. Roy Cohn used to feed stories about himself to the media, a trick that Trump doubled down on in the 1980s when he used to pretend to be his own publicist.
Oh, you. Good, Harry. What's your name again? Jon Miller. What is your position? Well, I'm sort of handling PR because he gets so much of it.
Allegations that Trump would also breathe heavily and touch himself while on the phone, I just made those up. In his autobiography, Roy Cohn says that what you say can have nothing to do with what you believe. Trump has a tramp stamp of that, quote, on his lower back. It's also now written on our money instead of e pluribus unum. Roy Cohn was notorious for cheating people out of money that he owed them. He knew that creditors would never sue because a lawyer would cost more than the debt. The USA Today reports that 235 contractors who helped build Trump's Taj Mahal casino were never paid, not paid in full, or were paid so late that they had to file grievances with the State Labor Commission. Do you have any idea how pissed off a fat, lazy, mob-connected New Jersey union construction worker has to be in order to get in his car to go down to Trenton, to wait in line, and then to fill out paperwork in triplicate? Cohn also perfected an ingenious litigation strategy. He frequently made shocking statements that were impossible to fact-check in order to distract the opposition. Unfortunately, Trump himself has failed to learn this particular lesson.
That on the cover of the National Enquirer, there was a picture of him and crazy Lee Harvey Oswald having breakfast.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
Look at those hands. Are they small hands?
Although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know.
Roy Cohn lived and worked in the same building and could often be found practicing law in his bathrobe.
That is literally the epitome of fake news.
What was part of that story was the detail.
You start at the top. I don't think the president owns a bathrobe. He definitely doesn't wear one.
The internet was quick to discover these pics of Trump in his bathrobe, which I've been told will burn your retina if you stare at them for more than 3 seconds. During the communist witch hunt, Roy Cohn bitterly divided the nation by viciously smearing Jews, gays, people of color, and intellectuals in an effort to taint those he perceived as destabilizing and undermining American character. Trump, for his part, has grabbed quite a bit of taint.
Grab him by the pussy? I could do anything.
Oh, and also, Trump has smeared Muslims and Mexicans for the same jingoistic ends. And finally, Roy Cohn was obsessed with his public persona. Although in print, he was often accused of being vindictive, arrogant, petty, and engaging in criminal activities. And by the way, those were his good qualities. He told Esquire magazine that, quote, "It has given me the reputation for being tough, a reputation for being a winner." Cohn was obsessed with winning. His 1981 book was titled How to Stand Up for Your Rights and Win. Cheeto Jesus has the same obsession.
Have so much winning if I get elected that you may get bored with winning. Believe me, I agree. You'll never get bored with winning. We never get bored.
It's in Cohn's book that Trump learns the lesson that most crucially catapults him to the presidency. Cohn writes, and I'm quoting, "The greatness of our system includes the fact that often the black and white is overcome by the red, white, and blue."
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you.
That is it for this episode. And please, if you're inclined, share this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time on Be Less Stupid.